The inspiration for a lot of home theaters has long been influenced by commercial cinemas. I think many of us would agree that today's movie-going experience could be, a little bit better. In fact, many of you have said that you stopped going to the movies a long time ago, with reasons ranging from higher ticket prices, a subpar picture, bad sound, dealing with other moviegoers, and one of the big ones being comfort. So if you're putting together a media room or dedicated theater space, why would we want to imitate an experience we've abandoned? Now in this video, we're not going to tackle all of the things that are wrong with home theaters being based on commercial cinemas. We're just going to focus on the comfort part. And I see the appeal of using traditional theater seating in your home theater, but the idea is a little bit dated in 2023. Not to mention, it's expensive and more importantly, may actually be diminishing your overall experience.
What did you say?
And while some of these theater chairs can be very comfortable, and some are just so tricked out, you can have like a full picnic on them without ever having to get up. But all of that doesn't automatically make them ideal for movie watching. Now, as they say in the biz, sound is half of picture. So whenever I see theater seating like this, or whatever the hell that was, I have to shake my head. Because most of these chairs are designed with a really high back, and while I get this is super comfortable, it can also be detrimental to your audio experience because you're basically sitting with a large pillow directly behind your ears, often in a chair that's just slapped up against a wall. And this is great, if you want to collapse and flatten your soundstage. Depending on the density and width of the cushion, it can even affect the tone of what you're hearing. Here's an experiment. Let's all do it together. Turn the volume up on your device. Go ahead. Now, as I talk, put your hands behind your ears like this. Notice the change. Later today, try listening to some music or go watch a movie with a giant pillow behind your head and tell me you don't hear a difference. And going beyond just the height of these chairs, traditional theater chairs, really, they're only good for one thing, and that's watching movies. And as we've just found out, they may not even be the best at doing that. So you end up with a piece of furniture that really only serves one purpose, and that may only be able to be enjoyed in one type of room. Now, I'm not saying that you can't put theater chairs out in your living room. Okay, maybe I am just a little bit, but they're not exactly inviting, stimulating conversation if you do. And don't even get me started on price. I mean, a quick search turns up dozens of companies making high-back, LED-lit, reclining theater chairs just ready for your home theater picnic. Most of the ones I've seen on other sites and review channels, they start around $1,600, and that's just for a pair, two chairs. Want a few extra creature comforts? Prices rise quickly, and if you need to seat more than two people, plan to spend close to $4,000, if not more. So it's not like theater chairs are going to save you over, say, a quality sofa or pair of club chairs. But I get it. Theater chairs are your dream. So if you decide that they're for you, you just got to have them. They're non-negotiable. Just keep this in mind. Steer clear of chairs that have high backs or headrests. I mean, you want your shoulders and neck supported, but you don't want anything behind or surrounding your ears. But for everyone else who's willing to walk on the wild side and step away from theater chairs, we found some great alternatives that not only will make your home cinema look great, but will also make sure you're getting your best overall home theater experience. I love sectionals for a home theater. They are flexible and so darn comfortable. Plus, not everyone has a dedicated theater room. So if your theater room doubles as your living room, a sectional can be a great option. They not only allow for just multiple seating arrangements, they accommodate people of all sizes and are good for more than just watching movies. The Jain 6, super flexible because of its modular design. You can literally break the Jain down into individual chairs if you want, or go full Optimus Prime and transform it into the ultimate family lounger. Because it doesn't feature separate cushions, cleaning is likely going to be a little bit easier, not to mention it's even more supportive, and of course, it's not going to wreck your Dolby Atmos experience. Now, the Cylar sectional is it's dripping, oozing style. And there's a reason for that. It's a designer dupe. So it's going to have your guests doing a double take, thinking you got that big promotion and you got it like that. But it's also just crazy functional because you can configure it any number of ways. It comes in several fabric options, but I especially love the velvet finishes, especially for those of you with dedicated theaters going for that old Hollywood vibe. Now, the Kelston is probably the ultimate media room sectional because it can go from a simple couch to more traditional theater chair just by lifting up the back cushions. And you can configure the Kelston any way you want and live out your true cinema seating fantasies without, the rest of your family having to live with a row of airplane seats in their living room. The Pavia is actually one of my favorites on this list. It goes with lots of decor styles and will look equally at home in a living room as it will in a dedicated theater. Essentially, 2 sofas. The Pavia uses ultra-comfy bench-style cushions, which are KRISTI's favorite, and for a sectional at under $1,200, it's actually pretty affordable. What makes this piece a potential game changer is that you can use it in a stadium-style seating arrangement in your dedicated room by separating the sofas, which essentially gives you 2 rows of seating for one low price. But if your style leans more traditional, the Aravinthan, available in 2 leather fabrics, is going to be a great choice. This 4 to 5 seater isn't as flexible as some of the other options, but it's going to look right at home in pretty much any living or media room without breaking the bank. Last on this list is the Carmel. Yes, this is a statement-making U-shaped sectional from Pottery Barn, and it is expensive. But as they say, you get what you pay for. In its widest configuration, it easily seats more than 6 people and is deep enough that you can sink into it and still have really good leg support without the need for tacky recliner-style footrests. Never mind the 2 chase loungers off to either side should you really want to stretch out. The back is supportive but not too tall as to destroy your soundstage, and overall it just creates that more casual vibe for your media room or home theater space. But hey, maybe you don't have room for a sectional, or perhaps your dedicated room already has risers for stadium-style seating. This is where sofas are fantastic alternatives to traditional theater seats. Like with sectionals, it's important that your sofa be comfortable yet supportive, which is why I don't recommend sofas like the Cloud from Restoration Hardware. If you've ever sat in one and tried to get up, you know what I'm talking about. And they never look as good as they do in the showroom because those poor salespeople, they're just fluffing the cushion. Now, I like a longer 3 or 4 seater sofa because the added length offers more room to get really comfortable when watching a movie, and the more comfortable that we can make things, the more we want to use them. So let's kick things off with the Meena because it is a dead ringer for some higher end looking theater sofas. The ones you might see over on, say, Ennis's channel where he takes you through these multi-million-dollar houses, kind of like he runs the joint. Anyway, they are available in a variety of fabrics and colors, and this low profile sofa, it's not going to wreck your soundstage and it's going to work well in any size space. So whether that's a smaller living / media room or situated in front of a really big screen in rows atop those risers, the Meena gives off a casual vibe that makes movie watching less of an appointment and more of an escape. Now, this next one is actually one of KRISTI's favorites, and it makes the cut because it has that long, soft, bench-style seat, which is good for up to 3 people, but honestly, it just screams cancel your plans, which is kind of what you want if you want to get lost in a show or trilogy. But if you have the extra space, I would consider using 1 or 2 of these sofas on a riser and then pairing them with their matching armchairs closer to your screen, giving your dedicated theater that more screening room look. Now, the Fayette is likely what you picture when I say modern day sofa. So I want you to think of it as your living room's, black suit or little black dress, because you can dress it up or down, you can change it around, and it's still just gonna work. And I love the extra room of the chase lounger off to one side for those movie marathons. Now, if you find the cost a bit high, a more affordable alternative would be the Miller 2 from All Modern. Last up is the Remi from West Elm. This sofa is crazy customizable. It can be put together or pulled apart, and even better, it is a slipcover design, which makes it easy to clean or change altogether if you want a new look without having to buy, say, all new furniture. It is a firmer sofa, so it's going to hold up well over time, and you can make it your own through the use of pillows and throws. But if you're a stickler for tradition and want a movie-going experience that is more like a commercial theater just without all the commercialness, you can always go with a few lounge or armchairs. Now, you guys ask about this next chair more than any other, and we actually have it. It's right there. It's the Eames lounge chair. This is a timeless design, though depending on how you spec it out or if you buy a knockoff, it may not be the best for listening to music or watching movies. The original design, referred to as the Standard, called for a backrest height of 31.5 inches, making it ideal for hi-fi and home theater use as the back support rests just below the ears. Now, there is a tall version which reaches up to 33.25 inches, which may not sound like a really big difference over the Standard, but it is. So unless you are rocking a well over 6-foot frame, the tall edition turns the Eames Lounger into one of the worst chairs you can buy for critical listening or movies. Thankfully, there are other options, so let's get to them. The next three are all from West Elm, starting with the Marin. This is a timeless square arm designed chair. So whether in a dedicated theater or living room, the swivel part of it, it's going to create a more casual atmosphere, and it's even going to encourage conversation during those intermissions. Now, the Harmony chair, it's a fun entry for me. So whether you want to sit down for a critical listening session or really kick back and downright lounge, this is going to be the chair because it is large enough for two kiddos to sit side by side or for you to hold one kind of close if the movie gets a little too scary. And like all of the entries on this list, you can customize it to fit almost any decor, including in fabrics or leathers that are just going to be easier to clean. Now, another option with even greater functionality is the Haven. The Haven, it's very similar. So you're not seeing double. It's very similar to the Harmony, but it pulls out to become a sofa sleeper. So if your house is usually ground zero for neighborhood sleepovers, the Haven may not be a bad investment. But after all of this, if you still insist on going with traditional theater seating, the least KRISTI and I can do is steer you in a direction that makes the chairs look less like a retirement center and maybe save you some cash. So, drumroll, enter the Wade Logan 77 home theater sofa at $689, which gets you 3 seats that aren't going to take away from your sound aspect of movie watching, and they rank among the more stylish theater seats that we've been able to find. You see, it's totally possible to think outside the box when it comes to your home theater space, regardless if your space is a dedicated theater or just your living room pulling double duty. Now, obviously, there are a ton more options than these, and if you like this video, maybe give it a thumbs up, a like, and drop us a comment, and we'll do a part 2 and get even more creative. Or you can just take everything you've seen here and go do your own exploring. The point is that you don't have to settle for something that has just been branded as being home theater, because the best part of a home theater is that it's in your home. I mean, you're not designing your kitchen to look like the lobby of an AMC, so maybe, just maybe, don't assume that your theater has to look like one either. So that's it. That is it for this video, and for those of you that have fast-forwarded, surprise, KRISTI co-wrote this episode, so all of the things we've discussed, they're her thoughts. So this is the end. This is the end of the video, right here. So be sure to thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Go ahead and ring that bell so that you're notified when new videos come out. If you use any of the links that KRISTI has left for you down below, or you've seen some links pop up on your screen, know that clicking any of those is a great way that you have continued to show your support for this channel and the work that we both do here, and both of us just thank you so much for doing that. Follow me on Instagram at Recovering Audiophile, and that is it for this different type of video. Seriously, I want to know, what do you guys think of this? You like this content? Sound off in the comments, but until next time, the only person who has to like the sight, the sound, and now the comfort of your system is you. So enjoy, and we'll see you on the next video.